The following may contain offensive language, adult humor, and or content that some viewers may find offensive. The views and opinions expressed by any one speaker does not explicitly or necessarily reflect or represent those of Mark Radulich or W2M Network. Please listen with caution, or don't listen at all.
TV party tonight! What? TV party tonight!
Oh, we got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews.
Don't want to talk about anything else.
We don't want to know.
We're dedicated, yes, to our favorite shows!
Oh, my circuits!
Everybody loves Hypno Toad.
Scary dog!
Dancing at Blurnsville.
Futurama!
Oopsie.
I thought I was the only one who did that.
Occasionally I forget myself. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a Radulich Broadcasting Premier Podcast TV Party tonight. I am your host, the mandated reporter, and frankly, I'm mortified, Mr. Mark Radulich. And tonight, our Jesse's favorite show, only Jesse's, he's the only one, Jesse and a bunch of paid shill critics, Jesse and a bunch of communists and homosexuals, Jesse and the Pussycats' favorite show is Alien Earth. Brought to you by the good people at Dewey, Scroom, and Howe. Brought to you by the good people at 26 Keys Productions, Scott Free Productions, and FXP. This piece of shit is an American science fiction horror television series created by the once great and mostly comprehensible Noah Hawley. It is the first television series in the Alien franchise, and God help me, I hope it's the last. It is set 2 years before the events of 1979 film Alien, you know, the good one. It stars Sydney Chandler, Alex Lawther, Essie Davis, Samuel Blenkin, Babou, Adarsh Gourav, and the only decent actor in this entire fucking affair, Timothy Olyphant.
Were they trying to pick mostly like unknowns?
I don't know. I feel like this was the cast that was left over from people that didn't get selected for Euphoria.
Sadly, looking at all of them, that lines up perfectly.
And joining us tonight on this ridiculous review at the aforementioned Jesse Starcher. How do you do, sir?
Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth. And speaking of Earth, she's here. She's queer. She don't want no bears. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Alexis Hana. How do you do, madam?
I prefer to say the way we got the screens lined up here, it's more like Arth. Welcome to Arth.
Arth.
Welcome to Darth. All right. A couple of things before we get started. So I was doing some research on the show tonight, and this was developed at like the peak of, you know, the Charlie's Angels remake, Dark. I keep calling it Dark Feminist, but it was called Terminator Dark Fate. It was developed and written at a time during like the peak woke DEI Me Too era of writing film and television, and this has that stink all over this show. Jesse, you were looking at me quizzically. Were you not watching movies for the past 5 years or so?
Well, no, I hear what you're saying. I don't know if it reeked that much of it.
Okay.
That wasn't the impression that I got anyway.
There's a line that Robert and I often bandy about. Everything is the fucking culture war. I would like to throw out a new line. Not New Line Cinema, but just a new line. Everything is identity politics.
Okay. All right.
We are about nothing in entertainment right now except identity, in pop culture at least. And if you think I'm being too harsh, if you think I'm being a little too Mark about this, if you think the ghost of Robert Winfrey is puppeteering me is because I died long ago, like John Moxley, and he's
no, if the ghost of Robert Winfrey's doing it, then he should be the one who's dead.
As I was saying with my own joke, If you think that that I died several years ago alongside John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, that's the joke, and I am actually a CGI creation controlled by Robert Winfrey from the mean streets of Utah. Then maybe fine, I will relent a little, but this has definitely got everything is identity all over it. So
okay.
That for me didn't change my view of the show, but I at least, it's kind of like what Chris Rock said. You should never hit a woman, but I understand. Like, whatever this show is, I at least understand why it is the way that it is, and it doesn't hurt me as much. Having said all that, Alexis, pay attention. Put your phone or your book down, or your checkbook, whatever it is you're doing.
I wasn't even holding the book.
As she holds the book.
Now that I've sort of...
My bestie loaned me the Dan Brown novel I missed.
All right, then.
If we could do the show that we're all on here for. You asked to be here. What were your hopes and dreams for this show?
Before I even saw the trailers, this has been kicked around for a while now. This has been a topic of discussion on Disney platforms. This was mentioned years
it was a big
ago.
Part of the Investors Day thing.
Yeah, exactly. The Investors Day announcement, when they announced that Chadwick Boseman would not be replaced as Black Panther, is when they first announced this. I remember because I remember the graphic they had made for it. So this is something that had kicking in the books. And when I first saw the teaser of the Earth essentially being reflected in the shiny, shiny head of the Xenomorph, I figured we were finally going to get something that we have wanted to see for ages done right. And that is the Xenomorphs, the aliens on Earth. And I say done right because they technically did that in the Alien versus Predator movies, but the less said about those, the better. I'm sure there is a show where you guys debated the merits of those.
We did a long road to ruin on both we did a long road to ruin on Aliens. We did a long road to ruin on Predators when we did a long road to ruin on Alien versus Predator. And I think I said at the time, I have a special place in my heart for Alien Requiem because it is all kinds of the right stupid.
I figured you'd have it on trial for those, actually.
There was no on trial at the time that we did them.
Oh, I see. I gotcha. But yeah, this is something we've always had, fighting the aliens in space, fighting them on their home turf, fighting them in zero gravity, fighting them in a spaceship where you cannot
fighting them in
escape.
a box, fighting them with a fox, fighting them in a car, fighting them at the bar, fighting them in the air, fighting them over there.
Fighting them because I just don't care.
If they would have just named the scents like after Dr. Seuss characters instead of Peter Pan.
Fucking dwarf. This is Blinky, Dinky, Rinky.
Lorax, yeah.
I would have gotten into that.
Pac-Man. This is Inky, Blinky, Dinky.
That's nice.
Clyde.
I like it.
But yeah, I was really excited for it. When it finally got announced, I'm like, yeah, I want to do this. Thought it could be a lot of fun. And then I finally sat down to watch it. And my first words were, oh my God, Noah Hawley's fingerprints are so all over this. It's disturbing. About 3 episodes in, I realized, okay, so apparently Noah Hawley only gets to do the funky edits when he's directing, because everything else has got more layovers than Snyder films have slow-mo.
I started the show the way I did because I wanted to make sure I touched on this before we went anywhere with the show. And I'm interrupting you specifically because this isn't all Noah Hawley's fault. Because Jesse and I did Legion. Do you remember Legion, Jesse?
Mm-hmm.
We loved Legion. We thought Legion was great. Apparently,
Oh, wait,
Fargo...
Jesse, you checking that water bottle. There's no alien ticks in that thing, right?
Yes, give me a few here. We'll find out.
Anywho, so we reviewed all 3 seasons of Legion. We loved Legion, slow as it was. But Noah Hawley kind of had free reign. That was, at the end of auteur peak TV.
Visually stunning.
Yes. When Noah Hawley gets the assignment to do this, he's doing it in the environment of everything is identity. Everything is DEI, everything is woke, everything is Me Too. So he was confined. He couldn't go all full Noah Hawley. He was working for the mouse. I want to say even Legion was pre the Disney buyout.
It might have been.
Yeah, I'll look up the dates real quick, but or if it was early enough in that Disney couldn't have gotten its fingerprints all over. Yeah, it had to have been, because by that point, Fox was still doing a lot of X-Men stuff.
Mhm.
Fox is still doing The Gifted. They're doing Legion. Like Fox is still heavy doing X-Men stuff. So this was still an independent company doing independent things. They hadn't been mauled by the mouse just yet. Now it has, and I think it's important. I mean, I'm going to give you back your opportunity to make a statement that I asked you about, Alexis, but I think it's very important to frame this as this isn't Noah Hawley's production in Totem. He was very much reined in by the mouse, and the mouse at the time wants to make Rapunzel black. So, like, what are you going to do? Like he had only so many things he could do with this, which is why I'm not over here saying like Noah Hawley's the devil. Like it's not all his fault. If you really want to see like good Noah Hawley, watch Legion. It's awesome. Back to you.
No, I was just mostly going to joke about how the first like 2 episodes really have Hawley's very, Art Nouveau style edits all over them. You could tell he really had fun with it. Afterwards, and I noticed that the rest of the series that he is not the director, he's got other people on it, and I get the feeling that the other directors said, okay, we're not going to do everything you do. There, we're hitting the dissolve button. Are you happy now? Are you happy? Because the layover dissolves in this. I was actually reminded of the gimmicky edits in Ang Lee's Hulk. It got that distracting.
Yeah.
You're good, Alexis. You can leave the show now. That's the best thing you're going to offer tonight. That legit tickled me. Jesse, you've never been on any of our Alien shows. I don't think we've ever discussed any Alien books.
No.
Or if we did, it was so long ago and so brief I don't remember it. So I don't really know what your relationship to the aliens are.
Yeah. So I'm not like a super duper, fan of this lore, I guess you'd say, the franchise itself. I actually watched Alien for the first time, I think, like shortly after the pandemic had started. I'd seen Aliens like a couple times, but I'd never seen the first movie all the way through, and finally sat down and watched it. I think I even watched Alien versus Predator before I even watched the first Alien. So that's how kind of not a fanboy I am.
You're not really a horror guy though, right? If I remember
I enjoy, I dig this franchise as far as like some of the scary stuff that's put out there. Granted, Aliens is probably more of an action piece than it is horror.
I'll rephrase, Your Honor. Why did you wait so long in your life to watch Alien? Because my assumption was you hadn't watched it because it's a straight up horror movie.
No. That's not the case. It's just one of those situations where I just never got around to it, and I was finally decided to do it.
Don't like movies from the 70s, do you? It's like, not enough superheroes in these things.
There is an argument I would probably have made a few years ago. Like, okay, I've got to sit down and watch. I had heard that Alien was definitely a different film compared to Aliens. And
might as well have been two distinctly different fucking genres.
Right, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Franchises, rather.
You go from sci-fi horror to sci-fi horror action.
I wouldn't even call the first one sci-fi. It's just horror set in space. Go ahead, Jesse.
Well, I was going to say, like, I tried to get my kids to watch it with me, and they noped out probably, 20 minutes into it.
It'd have been better, Todd, getting them to watch Dog Day Afternoon.
I feel like, though, like it was almost, when we get to talking about this show, I feel like that was what they were trying to evoke, was the original Alien.
That's all over the production notes.
Yeah, that's what it felt like to me. But anyway, so I've watched just pretty much everything. You talked about the marketing machine that was going for this. Marvel had also started doing Alien covers to some of their comics as well, gearing up for this thing, I think within the last year or so. I had heard Noah Hawley, and I was like, okay, this has got some promise. I'm hoping that this thing can get off the ground, and maybe it'll be a good series to, expand on the universe a little bit. We'll see how it is. And it seems like it's definitely caused some concern amongst a lot of fans. So
All right.
we'll talk about that.
Before we jump into this, I just want yes, no. So, Jesse, Alien, you've seen it, yes?
I have seen Alien, yes.
Alexis, Alien.
Seen all the aliens.
You don't have to ask her anymore.
All the aliens ever?
every alien. She is.
The ones in Mars Attacks, the ones in... Stay with me, sweetie. Stay. Don't get ahead of me. Stay with me.
Men in Black.
You've seen Alien, Aliens,
Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, Prometheus. Seen Alien Covenant, but that movie was so freaking boring that I remember none of it.
Right.
I've got a fun story about Alien.
Hang on, I'll get to you in a second.
Oh, okay, all right.
All right. So, and then you saw Alien Romulus, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're
wasn't I on the review for that?
Who the fuck knows? You know what I remember? Alien Romulus.
Nice.
Fucking song.
Nice.
Anyway, sorry. So you've seen all the Alien movies. There's nothing you've missed here. You're well steeped in the Alien lore. Have you ever read any of the books or the comics or anything? Just straight yes or no. No.
Nope.
Okay. And there's nothing television related. Okay, Jesse, you've seen Alien. You've seen Aliens, obviously. Did you see Alien 3?
Yes, I did. I watched it on VHS.
Okay. Alien Resurrection?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
That's the one where Sigourney Weaver plays basketball.
No, I have not.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say that one gets a redeeming point. Yeah, that one got a redeeming point for casting Ron Perlman and having him actually survive to the end.
It is a dumb as shit movie, but there's a lot that's funny about it.
Is 3 on where they're on the colony, the prison colony?
Yeah. Okay, that's the one with Charles S. Dutton. It was like the best part of that movie.
I have not watched Resurrection then.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one with Winona Ryder.
Prometheus.
Yes, and the story goes, I watched Prometheus having no idea it was tied to an alien movie. Imagine
that looks familiar.
Dude, imagine the reveal and you have no idea that that's coming. Like, I'm sitting there going like, holy shit, I've been watching an alien movie this whole time. It was amazing because it was just me. It was like 12 o'clock at night after the movie finished. And I was like, what the hell just happened?
Are you that guy that walks out of The Empire Strikes Back? Oh my God, Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father.
That would have been me. I was just amazed. Yeah, man. Anyway.
Right, Alien Covenant.
Covenant, I don't think I watched.
You're not missing anything.
Okay.
It's like they did.
Like I said, you probably did watch it and you just forgot it.
Well, it's like they did Prometheus and they were just like, wait, dummies are just like, is this an Alien prequel? What is this? I don't understand. Math is hard. So they were like, fine, we'll do Alien Covenant. Are you happy now? Now it's an Alien prequel. We fucking said it in the title this time. And everyone's like, still no, still don't understand.
Yeah, what's funny is they got me to watch an alien movie without it being in the title. And then afterwards they're like, well, we'll make sure everybody knows. Jesse Starcher's got to know this is an alien film.
We need to make this Jesse.
And I never watched it.
Aliens, big friendly letters.
Get it, Jesse! Get it!
Have you gotten around to Alien Romulus left?
Yeah, I watched it about a week before I started this series. So I like that. I like that film.
Right, so you're mostly steeped in the lore at this point.
Yeah, I kind of know what's happening.
Yeah, a little Swiss cheese, but you've mostly got it. My history with this franchise is well documented. Saw Aliens with my dad and my den leader and her son back when I was a kid. Scared the shit out of me. It was gross. Scared the piss out of me, but I loved it. During my film snob years, that's when I saw Alien finally. Watched it about a year or two ago with Jonas, and Jonas was like, I can see why people like this movie. This is a good movie. I can see why people can't watch this movie. It's boring as shit. I'm like, all right, Jonas.
Oh my God.
He fucking nails it though, because it's a typical 70s movie. It's very slow.
Mm-hmm.
It's very slow. It's very quiet. It's very eerie. It's very subtle, given the fact there's a monster running around killing people. A lot of people wouldn't be able to watch it now. It was made for a different time before neurodivergence. So I'm on fire tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Saw Alien 3 in the theaters. Saw Alien 4 in the theaters. I've read some books. I've read some comic books from the Alien shows. I was telling Alexis about some of the Dark Horse stuff that I've read. And I've reviewed every last thing there is to review throughout the 20 years I've been doing podcasting. So I know my shit, people. Don't come at me. All right, let's get into the show. I guess the first thing I want to talk about is, let's go over to you, Jesse. What did you like about the show? You said you liked it. You said it didn't bother you none. What were some of the things that jumped out at you that you thought were well done?
Okay. Well, mainly, I wanted to know a little bit. I understand we were getting a little bit of history here because this is happening prior to Alien. So that part, learning about some of these, how the structure of society at that point in time, and what these two corporations that are, well, I think there's more than two corporations that are kind of like five corporations that are kind of, running the world. And
That's
also
an invention of the show.
That's an invention of the show.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
And every movie and everything, it's only the Weyland-Yutani company.
Right.
They invented, because of
Prodigy.
the time we're living in, that the world has fallen into oligarchies, corporate oligarchies.
Gotcha. So it was kind of neat to flesh out that backstory a little bit. I appreciated that. That's really not a lot of what this series is about, but it at least kind of gives you a little bit to go on there. I like the fact that we are getting a little bit more than just the xenomorph. Some of the additional aliens that make up this series, I think, are, they're a danger, obviously, and now they're actually. I mean, what's the tagline here? They're on Earth, for crying out loud. Most of the time we're out there in space. Well, now they're actually here on Earth. What is going to happen?
What was the tagline for this? Hang on a second.
Oh, no one in space.
On Earth, everyone hears you scream on TikTok.
On Earth, everyone hears you scream on TikTok.
Okay, there were 3 taglines. In 2120, Mother Earth is expecting. We were safer in space, and fear takes new forms.
Okay. Oh, all right. Those are the 3?
Those are the 3.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. What else did I enjoy? I mean, Lex is
So you
talking
like
about
the creature design, is what you're saying. You like this?
Yeah. And I like
the
the fact that
eyeball
we're getting
octopus is sufficiently gross looking.
The Acellus. Yeah. The Acellus was actually really cool.
That's probably one of the my favorite things that come out of the series is that. But yeah, there's that, and just the overlays that Alexis was talking about. Did give me a little bit of flashbacks there. So there are some things that I could have done without. I did feel that it was a little slow at times, but I was also looking for some gore and some action, and I feel like it delivered that. So there you go. I'll stop right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Alexis.
Mark, did you see the link that I sent you about the Funko Pop?
I mean, I saw that there was a link, and I know what the link says, but I didn't look at it.
Oh, hang on a second. I actually want to show it to you guys. Where's the button?
What is it?
here?
I've got to see it.
It's got to be the fucking sheep, right?
Oh, please. Is it the sheep standing up on a
Damn
time leg?
pop-ups. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to pull this page, and it's like, you're trying to look at this. Can we offer you this offer? Would you like be interested in this? It's like, oh my God, just let me look at the freaking Funko Pop.
That's adorable.
That's hilarious.
I don't want any more stuff because a woman will just take it all from me. But if I wanted to collect stuff again, I would put that on my desk.
That's cute.
I am half expecting to see cosplays where it's literally just the Acellus in mask form on the face.
Right.
That's the weirdest thing. We kept selling a lot of sheep costumes this year.
I think she's talking about Arthur, buddy.
It kills me because that scene, that moment of the Acellus, that was probably like one of the best moments in the series. Not to mention, I heard the line from Multiverse of Madness. It was like you can only take. It's like I thought you could only do that with a living, version. Who says it has to be alive?
Right.
I was like that. It's like that moment actually caught me, and I enjoyed it. But I don't know if I'm just biased or I am just very hard to please, but so much of this I was watching going, okay, if this is an alien series, there should be 2 things happening. 1, humans find aliens. 2, humans die. That is your basic plot.
I mean, they gave you that though. So what about them?
Yeah,
I'm not going to follow up with you. What about them giving it to you? Didn't you like? Why is it when we give you what you want, you don't want it?
Yeah, because I had to wade through so much tedium, boredom, annoying dialogue, and annoying characters.
That's perfect. You said the right thing, and I'll tell you why. Jesse, here's my problem with the show. It's not a show. It's a movie masquerading as a television show. It's an 8-hour movie that was cut up into pieces. And my problem with that is that's what a lot of television is right now, is instead of this week, Sam and Diane are fighting over how to make a Bloody Mary. Next week, Sam and Diane are fighting because Diane gave some guy the eyes and it made Sam jealous.
Cheers.
100 seasons of Cheers. This week, Jerry Seinfeld goes to a bagel shop and they're out of bagels. And how do you run out of bagels at a bagel shop? I don't understand. And then George sets the place on fire. Seinfeld, everybody.
He pushes an old lady down.
100 seasons of Seinfeld doing that shit. We can't get a full season of television because who wants to watch a 22-hour-long movie? You could only do that once. It was called 24. But that's my problem with a lot of this, is that it's like we have essentially movie scripts that we then have to push a lot of bullshit into to stretch it out, and then they still really don't have enough. So we'll only do an eight. I hate to be this guy, but 8 episodes is not a season of television. It's a miniseries.
Okay.
I was hoping this was a mini-series, but Noah Hawley has gone on record that he's waiting for Disney to give him the green light for a second season.
That's up in the air right now. It's critically it got praised, but I don't think people stayed with this show, and the online community seems to hate it. So
yeah.
My point is, and I'll throw it back to you, there didn't seem to be enough stuff that was interesting in this show to carry it for 8 episodes. I just watched 15 episodes of Interview with the Vampire all at once, and those are interesting characters. I want to see what happens to them. They go on journeys. Here, the chick playing Wendy/Marcy, she has kind of a small arc. She in the beginning, she's still kind of a child in an adult body, which is what she's supposed to be. And then by the end of it, she's like, hey, adults stink. Humans stink. Adults stink. I don't want any of it. Interesting journey to go on, but that's it. That's her whole journey. It's a speed bump. Structurally, narratively, Jesse, there's not a lot there for me. So, okay, is there anybody else here that goes on a journey that's of any interest? No. So the only thing that's really leading me along is waiting for someone to get mauled by an alien, or Timothy Olyphant doing line readings, and that guy could read a Dr. Seuss book and it would be good. Timothy Olyphant's the best part of this whole goddamn series. So
there's people clamoring for him to play Magneto now because of the white hair.
Wonderful. Let's stay.
Not saying I approve, just saying that was a big topic.
Let's stay
online.
with this show. I don't want to do the thing where we go into sidebars. So my question to you, Jesse, is, I'm throwing a lot out there, but basically my whole thing is, you have underdeveloped characters. You have too much space in between people getting mauled, which is the only good part about this. And you have kind of a nonsense plot. And the only thing that I haven't complained about yet, and I will talk about this at length at some point, is, did everyone see The Social Network and decide that's all we ever want, young rich people to be? Everyone has to be fucking Mark Zuckerberg from now on. I'm so sick of the Mark Zuckerberg boy genius archetype character. It sucks. Stop doing it. Jodie Turner-Smith, stop being in movies. Also, stop doing the stupid Mark Zuckerberg character. Jesus Christ. Lex Luthor, the fucking Prodigy, this guy. Ugh, I'm sick of it, Jesse. I have said a lot. Pick something and talk about it.
All right. Well, I mean, as far as your arguments against it there, you did say this felt like an 8-hour movie. You also said earlier that we've never had an alien TV show. So really what that kind of supports is that maybe the franchise belongs in at most 2-hour shots of adrenaline and not a whole lot of backstory on what's going on.
This does suffer from the same thing we've said about like Halloween and a lot of horror franchises. The more you explain it, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I think that is what people are kind of drilling in on. They have, then again, I mean, a lot of liberties have been taken here with what they're telling you. And this story isn't really just about aliens here. It's more about, adolescence and their,
Oh, I have words.
and they're, the fact that they're upset with how they've been treated. And what if a kid could be given a body, a robot body that could, I don't know, basically tear the jaw off a human, which happens in this series. Could they do it? So yeah, there's a lot of like, this is Alien Earth, what you wanted, what I probably would have rather had. I liked what we got, didn't hate it, but what I've loved to have seen is like some aliens wrecking shit up aliens wrecking shit up and us trying to deal with what happened. But you can't really do that with the prequel because when everybody's out, Weyland-Yutani and whoever's on that original ship, Sigourney Weaver and the rest of them, Space Marines. It wasn't Space Marines at that time. It was some.
No, these were like space truckers.
Right. Yeah, that's right. They're going,
and they were coming home. They were like miners or some shit like that.
Right.
They were coming home, and they were like, "Hey, there's a thing," and they're like, "Okay, well, in your contract, this was a big part of the Alien movie." And you brought it up, so I want to address it. A big part of the Alien thing was these tired blue-collar space truckers are heading home, and they get a blip, and by contract, if you get a blip, you have to check it out and see what
otherwise
it is.
You don't get. Yeah. Otherwise, you forfeit your shares.
Right.
As they repeatedly
so, like, if
say.
there's something that's valuable out in space and you bypass it, you fucked up. So you have to go look at it. And they're all that's a big part of like the whole first act is they're arguing about this. So when they do, and the egg hatches and the face hugger gets on Kane's face, the internal conflict going on in Aliens is this could have been avoided if we just went home. Well, you're not allowed to go home. Corporation says you can't. Well, fuck the corporation. You can't fuck the corporation. It's how you live. It's how you pay your bills.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a big part of what they're talking about in Alien.
And then you also find out that corporate has sent the message: get the specimen home. Crew is expendable.
Yeah, they said it. They set the tone way at the beginning of this series. I don't think people really latch on to that. Obviously, the people making stuff with it have, because it's all they ever talk about in these movies is how awful the Weyland-Yutani Corporation is, and how they, it was again. If you go to the second one, it was a big part of what made Burke was, he was a sniveling, snively little piece of shit, but he was also doing the company's bidding, which was specimens at any cost.
Mm-hmm.
Back to what you were saying.
That just kind of shows you the challenge that Noah Hawley had here.
Yeah,
considering you have Alien that happens after this, and that crew is not aware of what happened on Earth however many years in the past. If a xenomorph showed up on Earth 60 years in the past and it really caused a lot of problems and the public was aware of it, then there would have been an issue. Obviously, Weyland-Yutani was aware of it.
Yeah, they didn't know what it was when they landed. They just, there's something here, go check it out. They walked into the nest of eggs. They didn't know what was going to come out of the eggs either.
Right. So obviously, Noah Hawley has to take okay, these people don't know what happened in the future. So whatever happens here in this series can't be that big. So instead,
that's why everything takes place on the island of Dr. Moreau.
Right.
Instead of like Earth. Like Alexis and I were talking about before the show, we wish this was more like Alien Requiem, but better. Where the aliens are just carrying through some poor suburb.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Well, don't forget, they mention in Aliens that when they rescue Ripley and she's trying to explain to them what happened, one of them actually says, it's like you come in contact with a creature that we have no documented record of, or something like that. Because there's a reason they don't believe her.
That's what she says. The best line of the whole fucking series. Did IQs drop sharply while I was away?
That's a good line. But again, that's why this has to be contained.
Yeah.
But I was kind of hoping maybe this was just another universe, another Earth. I mean, I am not against the idea of, no, this doesn't have anything to do with the other aliens. We just wanted to see how cool it would be if we dumped the aliens in the middle of Denver or something. I don't know why that's the city that popped in my head. You know, I would have been fine with
Alexis
that.
hates Denver.
Somebody's writing something down somewhere.
So I want to stay with you, Alexis, for a second. So Alexis is like my little sister, which is why I abuse her relentlessly. It's the price you paid, sweetie.
I'm well aware.
You're kind of like Jesse, but I'm not going to pick on him because I like him. But I remember Jesse saying that when we were doing the Jesse Takes the BDSM quiz, Jesse was like, well, the real thing, it's not age play, so to speak, but the only way I'm going to relate to this is I'm kind of a kid at heart. You know, I am a like a tween boy in a man's body. And that's kind of how I see you is, you're kind of a tween girl in an adult woman's body. You know, you're young at heart. You are very much attached to your...
I'm wearing a Totoro shirt right now, okay? You don't have to...
Fuck what you're wearing. You are what you are.
I'm just saying that proves the point.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what that is. So like you're into...
Miyazaki, hello? No, I'm sorry. You just blew me away that you've never heard of Totoro. I was like, oh my God, really?
Honestly, I heard Toblerone, and I'm like, she's wearing chocolate. Good. I really want to stick on my point. Anyway, your youthful spirit, you're young at heart, and that's why I thought you would like this show, because a big theme of this show is not so much Arrested Development. That would be the wrong way to put it, but kind of a... they hit it right on the nose. They talk about Peter Pan at the beginning. It's the putting off of adulthood, eternal youth, all the things that I think you and Jesse kind of identify with in some way. So a lot of this show is kind of the message of it. It basically is to be young is good, to be old is bad. To take on, adult responsibilities and the baggage that goes with being an adult. These are all things that should be avoided. Being young forever is good, which is why you have children in adult bodies, and these are the heroes of this show. And I'm surprised that either you didn't connect with it or didn't see it. I don't know. That's why I'm throwing it to you. Like, that's clearly what they're going after with this. What happened with you and those themes?
Well, firstly, because all the synthetics are freaking idiots, because, they're being thrust into adult situations that they have no comprehension of. It's like, they're in unbreakable bodies for the most part, but they still are. It's the minds of kids.
Right. Yeah, him sending them in there to have like first contact with the aliens made no fucking sense to me. But if you don't do it, then we don't have a show. So
there's so many scenes that I'm watching. It's like, why did
this? It's not the way this was written.
This show repeatedly made me go, "Who the hell thought this was a good idea?" So many moments with all of these characters. I'm just like, literally, why? Yeah. Why? Do you not see the giant red flag?
You're believe it or not, you're actually talking about the same thing the drinker said. Every decision made here is made by stupid people.
Yes. And again, I wouldn't mind it, but it really did grate on me how much they had these actors play like little kids.
Yeah.
There's a difference between fun-loving, free-spiritedness and Slightly, who is saying everything like he's having a panic attack, and I'm sitting there going, why does everyone believe him?
Jesse, let me throw it over to you. Same question. Did you identify, you being young at heart and all, did you identify with the message of the show?
What I was seeing was like this commentary on, AI. And like
where?
Well, hold on. And this is artificial intelligence is clearly what the synths are, correct?
No,
not the hybrids, the synths.
You mean like
Timothy Olyphant?
Okay, yeah, that is AI.
Okay, all right. Now, granted, we also have to think about the the advancement of technology here. Mark, you've said how many times that you want to put your brain in a robot body?
Like today.
Yes, you said it today. So I that's what I started to.
I would like to not throw my back out being hugged. True story.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm seeing like granted, we're doing this with kids. So I felt like the commentary here was like, okay, we're going to put these children's minds into a body that can, like I said, throw an adult across the room. And the potential that could happen. I don't think we're as ridiculous as it sounds. I felt like that's what they were kind of pointing towards. Like they were like, okay, hey, if we are able to give people this kind of power, and they start to look at us as adults, the people who are running the show, and decide, well, you're not fit for it. I immediately took that as like, well, artificial intelligence at some point is also going to look at humanity just like, Skynet. They're going to look at us and say, okay, hey, you guys aren't doing a good job. It's time for us to take
with
over.
Your species.
We're going to take over.
We're disappointed in ourselves, AI. Don't worry.
Yes, we are. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't looking at it like, okay, as a kid in an adult body or something like that. I just saw it as a kid with power. Somebody who has more power than the people who run.
I think you're keying into the thing that I'm keying into from a different way in.
Okay, I got you.
Because if you look at Wendy's arc, it's very much a power fantasy. It was, I'm a kid, I'm given adult body, but I don't have any power. And then by the end of the show, she's taken power. They've got Lex Luthor in the cell. It's Lex Luthor from the Zack Snyder movies, by the way. So they've got Lex Luthor in the cell, and they were just like, I have the power now. Like the black guy walks up to her and says, "You've got the juice now, right?" So that's, and so it's like, okay, like it's a child's power fantasy. I finally have power. I have the adults. I sent the adult to his room.
Yeah,
because me being sent to my room.
All of the adults around her are shitheads.
Yeah, utter failures.
Right.
I very much read into, maybe a little too much, the themes of again, youth and adulthood into the show, and I fucking hate it. Hollywood's obsession with Peter Pan syndrome and Forever Young bothers me beyond all logic. I hate it so much. I hate these people for doing it. I hate them for pushing this narrative that being a kid forever, being young forever is a good thing. There's so much, all things being equal, there's so much to be gained from being an adult. The wisdom that you acquire over the years. Have you heard the phrase like the youth is wasted on the young? Okay. And I was saying, when I did the Tron Ares review on Monday, I said something similar to this. I said, everybody that worked on Tron had lived life experience, and it's one of the things that makes Tron great. Everyone that worked on Tron Ares, they are pre-concerned with identity and and perpetual childhood, and that's it. That's all. I think I'm reacting to the fact that I've seen so much like this. Doing the movies with Robert week after week, doing some of the shows that we've done, a lot of the slop that I left Alexis to do because I couldn't take it anymore. I just keep seeing the same things over and over and over again. We are talking about nothing else. And when the things where we are, I praise. I praise Nana, I praise Companion, a bunch of stuff. I praise Interview with the Vampire. When I see something that isn't doing those things and it's good, I'll say so. But I'm seeing too much of the same thing, and the same thing sucks. So I think it's like why I'm so hard on this show, because at this point, I feel like I'm buried under the same kind of blanket over and over and over again, and this is now like the 10th blanket on top of me, and I'm like, I've had it. I don't want to be in this bed anymore. So, you see what I'm saying, Jesse?
I hear you.
As far as the rest of this show goes, I agree with you. I think the creatures look pretty cool. My one hesitation with that is I'm going to flat out say I'm stealing this from the drinker, and I'll get your reaction to this, Alexis. One of the things that the drinker said, and I agree with, was the aliens work better when they are zombies, essentially. You know, they are hanging out in the dark and they're coming at you from everywhere, and it's just, you know, it's just chaos. Hang on. And when you shine direct sunlight on these things, they look dopey as fuck. Also, when you've turned one of them into your pet dog, it just takes... I will never be able to look at the species. They would have to completely rehabilitate this thing in some way and really gross me out for me to ever see the xenomorphs as anything scary. Now all I see is Clifford the dog. Your thoughts, Alexis?
Someone go check if Satan is ice skating to work, because I'm agreeing with the drinker on multiple platitudes.
Wonderful. Well, hey, look, you've become an adult. We're all very proud of you. Let's everyone throw Alexis a bar mitzvah. Bat mitzvah.
But I was going to say, wrong gender, dude. No, there's a line in episode 6 where the brother looks at Wendy and says, "You're giving them thoughts and feelings. They're killers." And she goes, "So are we." And I really wanted to throw something on my TV at that point. The xenomorphs, in every sense, have been are considered biological weapons. They are not. That is their purpose. That is what they do. They kill. That is their only reason for existing, is to kill, to destroy. That's all we've ever seen them as. And I think that's actually what they were kind of going with the backstory in Prometheus, is that they evolved from biological weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what they've always done. And you can't have them as biological weapons and pets. It just doesn't
and
work.
The family dog.
And the family dog, yeah. No, I agree. The idea of the xenomorph is supposed to make you uncomfortable in every facet. Hell, the idea of it impregnating you, the face hugger.
One of the things that made the aliens what they were, I hate to say it, especially the U2, but like were the psychosexual elements.
Yeah.
This thing looks phallic. You know, it's invasive. It's doing... Jesse's just like, ugh, dude, it fucking like gets in your mouth and Frenches you. It bursts out of your chest. Like I think the original concept was it was going to come out of your crotch, and they were like a little on the nose, don't you think?
I was saying, have you seen the other work of H.R. Geiger? This is what he excels in.
This guy is way obsessed with penises and vaginas, more than me even. Can you believe it?
That has always been the design of the xenomorph. Right. It is supposed to make you uncomfortable on every level. It not just is physically scary. It is supposed to just emotionally and psychologically screw with you.
When you see Alien, and then to a lesser extent Aliens, you are supposed to not look at sex the same way. Like you don't go home and bang. You go home and take a cold shower.
Yeah. Exactly. And that really bothered me. You know,
right.
the xenomorph has always been considered one of the greatest movie monsters of all time. And I'm sort of going, it's like when, what was it? The Star Wars Clone Wars movie gave us, it's like Jabba the Hutt's son has been stolen. And I'm like, I don't want Jabba the Hutt humanized.
Fucking little Jabba with his lolly and his Navy cap. I'm a little baby. Like, oh, you're adorable.
But you get what I'm saying. Jabba is a monster, and the fact that they humanized him by giving him a son and giving him where it's like, no, you don't want that, because you want to cheer on just how much you hate him. Same with the xenomorphs.
I'm not going to get too political, I swear to God, but it's the your terrorist is my freedom fighter mentality. You know, it's relativistic. It's, it's all relative. It's all equal. There's no good and bad in this world. So, and I want to say, I think it was the drinker and the guys like him said the very similar thing about the second season of Rings of Power, where they gave the orcs fucking families, and they were like, like, we don't want to go to war today. We just want to stay home and be with our families. It's like, that's not the orcs. The orcs are xenomorphs. The orcs are zombies. Stop making them humans. That's your thing.
It's like, did you guys see? Okay, I seriously doubt either of you saw this, but the 2013 Texas Chainsaw movie. It wasn't the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was just called Texas Chainsaw.
I did not see it.
Was that the one that went straight to Netflix?
No, it didn't.
No, okay. I don't think I saw it. No.
Okay, no, it's really bad. And the main character she goes down to Texas to collect an inheritance, and it turns out she's essentially Leatherface's cousin. And you get a scene in the climax where she and Leatherface are going to die from, I think it's a corrupt sheriff or something. She frees herself, kicks the chainsaw over to Leatherface, and actually says, "Do your thing, cuz." And it's like, yeah, exactly. How could you do that to Leatherface?
Yeah.
Same problem.
Jesse, is there anything else that we have not covered? I've said a lot, but I don't want to be here all night talking about this, just saying the same shit over and over again. So is there anything that we haven't talked about that you want to get into?
Well, I'd like to kind of carry on a little bit what you guys were just talking about there.
Psychosexual stuff? Let's do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll start with the funny and then I'll go with the serious here. The funny is, have any of you sat down and thought what it would be like to talk to an alien? Maybe nobody's actually sat down and listened to these guys before, and now we finally have our answers as to what.
And it wasn't the fucking conversation with the aliens from Independence Day.
Save it for your work, Jesse.
All we needed to do was listen.
Like, let's give him a chance. Let's talk to him. And 5 minutes into that conversation, fuck, these guys drop a nuke.
We've never listened to him before, and here we are
right,
now.
The xenomorphs are running around going, "I just want a towel. Somebody give me a towel.
Why won't you listen to me?"
What is it, like that scene in Mars Attacks with the translator? It says, "Don't run. We are your friends."
Right. I was going to bring you a pie. That would have been a better show, Jesse. The aliens was like, we made pies. We just wanted to give you a pie.
Well, fuck you then. On this spike right through the. Oh man.
Everyone loves our pies. Just ask the predators.
Fuck you, humans. You're done. Anytime they see one, we've obviously offended them. So every time they see us now, the words got around. They got to kill us. So, but really, I think there's a lot of. With the ending here that we were talking about, there's a lot of themes of control. Yeah. We have Boy Cavalier controlling. You can tell that he's Boy Cavalier.
Mark Zuckerberg dressing like a Sherpa.
He's controlling the hybrids. At least he thinks he's in control. And a lot of that might actually be what this is people who think they are in control, or things who think they are in control and they are not. He's controlling the hybrids, and we know what's going to happen with Wendy and the aliens. You guys are talking about these. That's probably one of the biggest crimes to a lot of people about this show. Just like you said, shining a light, and now they can be tamed. They can be, we can talk to them, and we can communicate, and they can be our friends. They will be our pets. So Wendy, at some point, I guarantee you something is going to happen, and these things are going to turn on her. She thinks she's in control. It's not going to happen. And what I think is really going to be fun is watching the Oculus, Ocellus. Is that what it's called? The Ocellus?
Yeah, it's only one. I thought it was Oculus at first, and that actually would have made all the sense in the world. But there's only one C, so I'm actually wondering if the Oculus of like gaming system. I wonder if it was actually called the Oculus, and so I said, "Yeah, that's going to be a big fat lawsuit."
What we're going to realize is that that's the thing that's in control, and that's what's going to happen if season 2 gets greenlit.
If you're right, then I think they missed an opportunity to leave the Oculus thingy inside the sheep, who calls itself Sheepy, and Sheepy is the real villain of this series, because I'll take back everything I've said if Sheepy
that would be well, Sheepy, hey, Sheepy made some moves.
Can you imagine Sheepy's in a cloak and he fucking takes it off and it was me, Austin, it was me all
along.
I will say the concept of the multiple types of aliens were interesting, but I really feel that they focus too much on the xenomorph and alongside the eggs with the facehuggers and the Ocellus, because you got the plant one who only shows up in 2 episodes.
Yeah, but he's just fucking hanging about like a chandelier. What you want him to do with it?
I don't know. I literally had forgotten that it was there. That's unfortunately part of the other problem with this.
They needed more species. Like they needed more things. They needed more species. They needed things to happen more often and faster, because they were relying This was the same problem we had with I know what you did last summer. You're relying too much on the human relationship and drama, but these are not good characters, and this is not a good plot, and these relationships are not good. So you're relying on the thing that is the weakest in the show. The strongest in the show, there's not enough of.
Definitely. And I do also want to add, I had a giant note where I had, my handwriting is in all caps. It's just the way I write. But I actually wrote this in large all caps. Could everyone stop mumbling? Question mark, exclamation point, question mark. I know that, okay, FX has a history of producing projects that they really screw up with the volume. Lord knows this is the channel that excels at, okay, so the show was really loud, not cutting to a commercial. And the commercial is so loud it blows you back.
Welcome to Johnson Hyundai. Holy shit. You're going to wake my wife.
Yeah, it's the time where you're just like, I can't hear what they're saying. Volume up, volume up, volume up. Boom, there he goes. But I could not. I thank God for subtitles. Half the people, I couldn't understand what the hell they were saying.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm always on subtitles, so a lot of times I can't hear it anyway. I got, kid playing in the metaverse in the next room, and
Your wife's
another
on
one
TikTok.
down the hall.
Hey, Jesse, look at this. Hey, Jesse, look at this.
Leave me alone. I'm trying to watch Alien Earth. I got a question. Did it take you out when you first heard the songs at the end of the episodes?
I'll let you answer that, Alexis.
I'm not really a music expert, but I will say I thought that the song choices were a little too random.
Okay.
It didn't.
So I'm watching what I would watch these in the morning after I drop my kids off at work at school. And I'm watching the episode. I want to say it was either the second to last or the last episode that ends with Animal by Pearl Jam. And her reaction, she watched a little bit of it with me, not a lot, not enough to form a coherent thought. But she heard Animal, and her only reaction was, "That's a great song." That's my opinion, Jesse. That's my opinion of the show regarding the music. Is we've learned everyone took the wrong lessons from Guardians of the Galaxy. I've said it once, I've said it a million times, that they think if you put popular songs in things, that's what people will remember. Kind of, but that's not why they worked in Guardians of the Galaxy. Every single one of those songs matched the tenor and the theme of the scene it was in.
Right.
Those
This felt like it was.
Those songs told a story. This does not. This is this guy's fucking 90s playlist that I drive to with Erica when we go on, drive somewhere. It's like, oh, it's Rage Against the Machine. It's Pearl Jam. It's the Smashing Pumpkins. Hey, I remember the 90s.
Well, no, say what you will about James Gunn, and I know there's some mixed thoughts, but we've talked about this with Peacemaker, and the man knows how to work music into his films and to his TV shows. The soundtracks have always kicked all kinds of ass, and they really work well. And then you go watch David Ayer's Suicide Squad, where he tried to do the same thing, and you're going, this is painful.
Yeah. Jesse, was there a second thing that you wanted to on, or are you kind of?
No, I think that's it. I wanted to talk about the song. I definitely want to talk about the song. So I think we got everything in there I wanted to.
All right, Alexis, is there anything else in your notebook of magic poems and whatnot that you wanted to address?
Magic poems.
I think the only thing, you ever come across something and you're trying to figure out if it's actually clever or if they were just trying to be too obvious?
Sure.
Go on.
Okay, the ship that crashes is named the Maginot or Maginot. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Do you two know what that is?
What?
I do not.
Okay, credit to my husband for actually pointing this out. It was a French line of concrete fortifications built after World War I that failed to prevent a German invasion in World War II.
Ooh.
So again, the minute
So they might as well have called it the USS Invasive Species.
pretty much exactly. See, when I first saw that, I was like, "Ooh, that's actually." It's like, "Ooh, that was interesting." And the more I thought about it, I'm like, "You might as well have just named the captain of the ship Captain Kerfuffle."
Captain Chaos.
You see what I mean? It's like at first you think it's clever, and then but the more you think about it, you're like, "Wait, why did they name it that to begin with?"
Anything else on your list?
No, I don't think so. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Noah Hawley's work. It's very stylish, but I think it's a little too stylized for my taste. It's just not really my thing. But I am really I should say if there's a God, then this will get picked up for a second season, but we all know it will, and we're all just going to be sitting and going, no, God, why?
I'm not going to do this again.
Oh, he ain't
No.
going to come back for season 2. I'll be here by myself.
Yeah, good. This is the hill you're going to die on, huh, Starch? Yeah, I'm fucking out on this show. Just like I was out on all the
No
Marvels, all the
redemption.
Star Wars. Disney's fucking batting a zero for me.
Okay, hold on. If it could redeem itself, what would it need to do?
I'll tell you what I told Alexis. There was a Dark Horse comic. This is what you walked in on when you got into the studio tonight. There's a Dark Horse comic where they go to a planet where there's a whole bunch of aliens already. They land, and the plan is to like do experiments and take one back and all this other shit that they're gonna do. They land on the planet, and they're no sooner on the planet than a large army of these things, like it looks like fucking Dawn of the Dead, come running at the spaceship. And it actually, I think a better way to look at this would be, it looks like the alien dog invasion in Infinity War.
Okay, all right.
This massive, snarling, drooling, crazy, aliens just running at you with red in its eyes. And so the scientists are like, well, we have to get out of the ship, and we have to set up a force field dome so that we can be outside of our ship and do the experiments that we need to do. Well, you better hurry up or we're all going to die. And they get it up in the ta-da nick of time. And in the next panel, it's Jesse, what is it when it's 2 sheets?
Oh, the double page spread.
Yeah. Splash page.
Yeah.
It's a giant splash page of like this herd of fucking xenomorphs climbing over this dome.
Nice.
And the scientists are safe inside. It looks awesome. Like I've always said, like there are certain comic book prints I would love to just hang on my wall as art. That's one of them. It looks insane. Like that force field goes, those people are going to be mincemeat in seconds.
Yeah.
That's how you start. That's how you start season 2. And then so you spend some time with these scientists, and you follow what happened in the Dark Horse comic and how they got off that planet with what they needed, and then you bring it to Earth. And then, as I said to her, I said you do 2 things. First, you do Jurassic World. Then you do Jurassic Park. Then you do Jurassic World. Have some fat spy do something, turn off a containment unit, and out comes the xenomorph, and it's like, well, we did this because we wanted a thingy. Well, now we have the thingy, but we can't get the thing back in the box, and it's terrorizing people. And then it's a queen. It lays eggs. The eggs fucking hatch. Facehuggers are going everywhere. Boom! You've got a bunch of now aliens, and aliens start tearing shit up on Earth. You have to send in the military, and these things are the military's struggling with them. It's like, well, what do we do? And then you get to a point where you kind of like in Independence Day, where it's just like, I don't know. I guess we might have to nuke San Francisco. I don't know what to do at this point. Kind of like what was it? The zombie movie that Zack Snyder did, where they do the heist of a casino.
Oh, shoot. I know what you're talking about. Batista's in it, right?
Yeah.
That was the one that the Snyder bots actually got the Academy Award to set votes to say that was the most popular movie of the year, and everyone just kind of rolled their eyes, going, "Yeah, sure."
So you know how there's a zombie outbreak in Vegas, and so they have to build a wall around Vegas, and it's like they have to deal with that, deal with the fact that you have these aliens now contained in this city that you've lost and had to nuke. What's the fallout from that? There it is. There's 12 episodes of television. Right
You
there.
mentioned nothing about Wendy and the other hybrids. I just don't understand.
Yeah, I don't like Peter Pan or anyone that likes Peter Pan. How about that?
I'm an adult.
I was going to say, get Jason in here. We all know his standings on Peter Pan.
Please stop bringing up bad things. I don't know. As far as what you do with any of these characters, I don't know. Bury them in a hole. Forget about it. Start over again.
They all die in the first episode.
Look at the aliens just fucking the fucking Fido just shreds them.
That's great.
All right. If we're done, this apparently I read up on this before we started. Rotten Tomatoes, this thing has a 93% of 189 critics. Stylistically bold and scary as hell. No, it's not scary at all. Noah Hawley's Alien Earth transplants the xenomorph mythos into television medium with the cinematic grandeur intact while staking out a unique identity of its own. Then a little further down, not all reviews were positive. Dominic Baez of the Seattle Times criticized the show's pace and uneven story writing. Its examination of identity is less insightful than it wants to be, bucking under the weight of its own unanswered questions. And far too often, it feels like two separate plots stitched together, a Frankenstein's monster of existentialism and aliens ripping people apart. Nicholas Quah Vulture called the feeling of the show tedious and wrote that it struggles to resolve the tension between replicating the core of alien appeal and building a broader narrative suited for long-term television, at the same time questioning if Hawley is fit for the genre versus his previous neo-noir stylings. I'll tell you this. I struggle with this the same way I struggle with new and old Star Trek. Whenever they try in modern times to try to replicate TOS, I have to ask the obvious question. Why would you do that? TOS looks the way it does because it was the fucking 60s. The Nostromo looks the way that it does because it was 1979. No one thought computers were going to be this horrible thing. We thought it was going to be flashing lights and clicking. That's what computers were. You know, you can kind of imagine what the future might be like, but you really don't know because no one saw this coming, that this was going to rule our lives. No one thought dead-eyed fat bitches on TikTok Live were going to be a thing, but here we are. So I love it when I say something and just like I'd rather be anywhere else.
Speaking of Star Trek, did you see the trailer for the Starfleet?
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say speaking of TikTok Live, and I was really excited to see where you were going with that.
No. Did you see the trailer for the Starfleet Academy series that's coming out?
Speaking of things I'm out on, Star Trek, no.
Oh,
okay.
Man, Mr. non-big IP anymore. He's just, nope.
Every time I give something a chance, it hurts me. Like the women in my life.
It hurts you.
I used to love this series. I said to Erica, I was like, I'm really getting tired of doing things I'm obligated to do. And like, I love you guys. I'm glad I'm here. I'm having a ball, but I'm mostly having a ball just being an asshole and I'm watching you two squirm. It's less about the television show. So yeah, I'm fucking out on the aliens at this point. Like, well done, Disney. You've ruined yet another IP. Jesse, I'll give you the second to last word here.
All right. Yeah, hey, I found some good things in this show. I did enjoy some of what we got here. Yes, stylistic was definitely a word that you used that aptly described what this is. If you can get past that, if you're okay with the style, I don't think you're going to hate the story that much. Just be aware that, you know, they're trying to tell a story and keep you engaged for 8 hours. And I think one of the things that they thought to themselves was, we can't just have this thing just tearing things up all the time. As much as I wanted it, their artistic endeavors.
I don't know, man. I'd have been all in on that.
I know, dude. I wanted to see it. I actually thought when I would go into this first episode, I thought it was all 8 episodes were just going to be in the skyscraper. I was like, this is going to be awesome. They're going to try and track this thing down and take it out. No, that's not the case. We obviously, you know, by episode 3, we are way outside of the skyscraper after the ship crashes. But I am interested in the story. I want to see, because I know things are going to fail. You know, we're not going to be able to control the xenomorph. Okay, as much as we're seeing it right now, it might be a situation where, you know, it knows exactly what it's doing and it's playing its hand. I don't think it's that smart. Just like you said, Alexis, it's a killing machine. That's what we thought this thing was. But I definitely want to see the Ocellus and see what it's got its plans with Arthur for.
So I'm just looking at Rotten Tomatoes again. The audience is 66.
Yeah.
You know what? If they had just cut the xenomorph and the facehugger, renamed Weyland-Yutani as something else, made the Ocellus one of the main focuses, I think the series could have been really great.
You would have aggravated people who wanted to see xenomorphs. It's like, it's lightsabers. You have to give people the stuff they like in the thing that they like, or they don't like it.
Well, it's like Jesse said, maybe the whole concept of the alien universe only really does work in 2-hour punches. Maybe this doesn't work, but I'm saying that maybe focusing on the other aliens and the characters and maybe making Wendy less of a Mary Sue would have been just so much more interesting and tolerable. I want more Alien movies. I enjoyed Alien Romulus, the whole get away from her, you bitch line notwithstanding, but I did enjoy that movie.
Yeah, I hated it. I think I said in the review at the time, I was like, this is stupid. There are parts I enjoy, but I remember Robert and I tearing that movie apart. I don't want to see any more Alien stuff.
He doesn't want to do it. Okay.
Unless they're going to start, kind of the same thing with Star Wars. Unless you're going to start digging into the Dark Horse comics and some of the novels for some good ideas, modern Hollywood, I would prefer to stay away from things I enjoy. And I used to like the Aliens. That's it. That's where I'm at. So, that being said, that is our review of Aliens. I hope Alien Earth. I hope everyone enjoyed it because we had a great time talking about it.
Be here next year when Jesse is by himself.
No, Alexis will be here too.
I beg your pardon. Okay, how about be here next week and the three of us are back to talk about Peacemaker season 2?
Oh, Mark's coming in on that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I can't wait to hear your. I can't wait to hear.
You
your
can't
thoughts.
wait to see me piss on Peacemaker.
Dude, if you gotta be
ahead of
kidding
time,
me.
that's coming.
Jeez,
I don't know, man. I haven't
dude.
seen a single episode yet, but
You haven't watched a single
I
episode,
have
but you're
not
going to piss all over. it.
no. Hang on. Listen to what I'm actually saying, Alexis. Not what you think you heard.
Okay, all right.
I haven't seen a single episode yet, so I don't know if it's good or bad. I know the online community fucking hates it. There's already videos I'm seeing bandied about on YouTube from people that I watch going, Peacemaker bombed. Nobody likes Peacemaker. That's it. This talks that James Gunn's going to be out at DC after all this. That there's definitely not going to be a season 3.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of shit out right now about how
Come
fucking
on.
DC yet again is in tatters. So I don't know. I'm just
Really?
telling you what's in my scroll on YouTube. Okay, I have
Trust
not watched
me,
it.
I've got a soapbox to stand on for that next week.
Oh,
And
good.
you're gonna hate me so much.
Gonna. That said, let me say this. I will watch it. I will give it a fair hearing. I like the first Peacemaker a lot, so we'll see what happens. I'm just saying the likelihood is I'm going to come away from Peacemaker this mostly the same way I came away from Alien Earth, only Alexis will be holding my reins because she's the one hosting that show, so I have to fucking behave myself. I got to come in, get my shit in, and then we go home. That's what's going to happen, Jesse.
Okay, all right. I can't wait to hear your thoughts.
I'll bet. So this week coming up, we got a Metal Hammer Jukebox on Sunday. We're going to be reviewing Fra Diavolo, Recipe for the Damned. Jesse, you excited about that?
I am absolutely thrilled.
Outstanding. Because Alexis can't get enough of me. She'll be on Damn You Hollywood this Monday as we dissect and destroy and piss on the Black Phone 2. And then she gets to turn the tide. She gets to be in control. She gets to put me in my place and have a good time with her boyfriend Jesse Starcher as we talk Peacemaker season 2. And then I can get away from all you people. And I will be doing a triple feature of fantastic proportions. We myself, Shay Tate, and Mick Wanamaker. We will be looking at Les Miserables from 2012, The Phantom of the Opera from 2004, and Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Look at the 3 musicals, people.
Wow, I was like 2 mediocre. Wait, is that the Les Mis? Oh, never mind. I got the Les Mis mixed. I was like 2 mediocre musical movies and one that's actually pretty decent.
I've actually never seen. I've seen the musicals themselves, but I've never actually seen the movies of any of these. So I figured, Shay's my my musicals girl, so I thought that would be a good one to do with her. And then Saturday. Go ahead, Jesse.
I was just to say, I once joked that Winfrey's nickname was Les Miserables.
I'll bet. And then leave my friend alone, you bully.
I love Winfrey. He heard me. He was on the podcast when I made the joke.
And then Saturday, myself and Evan Bevins will be doing an on trial. We'll be comparing the 1985 Red Sonja to the 2025 piece of shit Red Sonja. This past week, as I said before, we reviewed a good show, Interview with the Vampire, in case you would like to hear me praise something. Then we tore apart Tron Ares because, Radulich be Radulichin'. And that's it. That's it for this week and next week. Alexis?
All right. In addition to that, after Peacemaker, a week after that, Jesse's coming back to do our Stranger Things season thing retrospective.
Yeah.
And we don't get to get rid of each other because the week after that is our look at Gen V season 2.
Right.
And the week after that is we will be looking at Only Murders in the Building, which I believe is the 3 of us.
That's right.
David will probably be on that show as well.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. Well,
I
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
think he said he
join
wanted
us?
to come on that one. Double check with him.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight weeks of TV reviews, and then I take a break the week of the 17th, but only to join Damn You Hollywood looking at The Running Man, and then the week after that, Jesse will be back with me and David Wright to look at Has Been Hotel season 2.
That's right.
How has my brain not liquefied from watching all this television?
I don't know. It's why I don't do it.
You saved your sanity and sent the insanity to me. Thank you for that.
You volunteered.
Yeah, I know I volunteered. But yeah, so onto the Honeysuckle Hustle, Honeysuckle Rose Creations, where fashion meets fandom at the intersection of geek and chic. We just finished up GalaxyCon in St. Louis this last weekend. Taking a little time off, not too much, because the weekend of the 7th through the 9th of November, we're going to be in Minneapolis for Twin Cities Con. Looking forward to that. Some kick-ass celebrities for that. Jesse, you will actually appreciate this. Paul Dini's going to be there, and I am bringing my Zatanna book.
Yes. That's awesome.
I want to get him to autograph that in the worst way.
That'll be so cool. That'll be cool.
And after that, on the weekend of the November 21st to 23rd is our last show, and it's a home show planned in Anime here in Kansas City, and then we are done with conventions for 2025. Of course, we still got our Etsy and Handmade at Amazon shops open. Trying to restock them. We got hit with a crazy amount of orders over the weekend. So I am like scrambling to get everything remade and put back up. And as always, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Screw you, Twitter. That's Honeysuckle Rose Creations, the intersection of geek and chic.
Jesse, the Bengals are beating the Steelers 20-10 and we're in 6-17 in the third quarter.
Dude, you have just read my mind. I was trying to check the score. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, I went to the Facebook page. I'm like, what is the score of the game?
Listen, homeboy. Listen to me. Are you listening?
I'm listening.
Yo, Jesse. I got $50 on the Bengals money line and Joe Flacco, 37 pass attempts.
37 pass attempts.
Yeah, he's currently at 29.
He used to be the quarterback for the Browns. And we traded him last week, I think it was.
Did you see the kid they got quarterbacking for the Browns now? That cutie patootie?
Oh my god.
I mean the Browns can't win a game to save their fucking lives, but he can throw a ball.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he threw it quite a few times.
Yeah, man, he's got good scramble in the pocket.
We'll see what's going on.
But can you believe it? The fucking Bengals are beating the Steelers?
I love to hear that, actually, because I do not want the Steelers to win anything.
Oh, you're not a Steelers fan?
I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, so correct.
Oh,
I'm not a Steelers fan. I am not a Steelers fan either.
Oh my god! My god! No wonder you try to be happier on everything else. You fucking
you should have
Browns,
seen,
man.
Right when the show started, I shared a meme to my friends that said, "Why is Daddy so sad on Sunday?" And it was a guy with a Browns jersey on, a Kozar jersey.
There's a guy on TikTok. I love him to death. He's got like 1 million followers somehow. Goofy looking kid, but he does football TikToks, and it's the team talking to the other team, and he's playing both characters. And so whenever he does the Cleveland Browns, he just says with his big stupid smile, "We're the Cleveland Browns." Like no matter what happens, that's their only answer.
Unfortunately, it's just because we are
the Cleveland Browns.
Yep. That's actually probably a lot accurate right there. Okay. All right. So yeah, just to kind of throw some things out there. The Crow, myself and Mark Radulich talk about the comic, not the movie, the comic, The Crow. And man, was that a fun discussion. That happened this past Monday. I want to say that this trilogy of books that we are getting into, Butcher of Paris kind of aside, We'll say The Crow, The Many Deaths of Layla Starr, and then when we get into Day Tripper, some of the better conversations I think we've had on the show for a while. So I really like talking about The Crow and all the stuff that came along with that. So if you want to check that out, that's on the Source Material Comics podcast. Go check that out on any YouTube
lively
feed.
And well behaved.
Yeah, indeed. And currently, I think our plan is to record Monday for the Unspoken Issues podcast. We're going to be talking about Midnight Massacre, which was a 5-issue series that took place amongst the Midnight Suns set of books. So Morbius, Ghost Rider, Blaze, Vengeance. I don't know if Vengeance was part of it, but either way, it's a story where Blade goes absolutely batshit insane and starts killing all of the supernatural heroes out there, absorbing their power, becoming some big thing. And then by the 5th issue, it resolves really quickly, unfortunately. But it was a good story. So we'll be recording that here and probably airing it at least around Halloween is the plan. So I think that's really all I got. So I appreciate you guys having me on here to talk about Alien Earth.
That's right. Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Arth.
Welcome to Arth.
All right. Well, folks, thank you for listening to our review, such as it was. For Alexis, for Jesse, I'm an asshole. Be well, be safe, and behave.